The new Forbidden and Limited list is soon to be dropping in late August, so let's just give my predictions on what should happen. Let's start off first with the unlimited cards. The first card I want to talk about is Dino Wrestler Pink Retop. I think this card should get unlimited. This card is such a healthy card for the game because I've said this multiple times to a lot of my friends, and I basically said that cards that are strictly good going second are just super healthy for the game because first turn is just so powerful. Like if the person goes first, they have such a huge advantage. So anything like hand traps, board breakers, whatever is good going second is just really good for the game. And Pinkertops is just one of those cards that at the time it was kind of absurd and broken, but now I think it's pretty fair enough to have this in the game, especially because of the power creep in the game in the last like 4 to 5 years since this card was printed. So I think this card should definitely be unlimited. Next card is Armageddonite. This card recently went to 2, I believe, and yeah, I mean, warrior decks are just not that good anymore with Isolde being banned, and Orcus is really not that good of a deck. There's basically no point in having this at 2 copies, so you should just go to 3. Same thing with Dark Grepher. I think Dark Grepher is another card that is at, I think, 1 still. But yeah, I think it should go to 3. This card, same thing with Armageddonite. Dark Grepher is just basically an Orcus card at this point. Not really that relevant right now, and Danger's is not really relevant as well, which we'll get into in a bit. Dragon Rulers. These cards are all at 1, I believe, right now. All of these cards should be at 3. Like literally every single one should be at 3. It's not really big of a problem. They're all at 3 in Master Duel. I don't know what they are at in OCG, but these cards are just kind of power crept. They're not really that broken, especially because we don't even have Galaxy Tomahawk, so there's not even anything absurd we can make. There's no Arise card either, so I just don't see a point. I mean, maybe Tidal at 3 is scary because, ooh, Mermail, but I don't even think you play this in the new Mermail build. I mean, there's just way more cards you could play, especially with the new level 3 being able to access something like Coelacanth, so there's more potential in that than some stupid, level 7 dragon monster. Come on, are we serious right now? Okay, Magispector Kirin. This card, if I could spell it right, yes, Magispector Kirin at 3. Magispectors are pretty bad. I mean, they're solely carried on a late monster that doesn't even have the protection of all the Magispector monsters have, so the deck is just not that good. I mean, Karen at 1 and Karen at 3 just doesn't make a difference. The only scary thing about this is that if they ever make a Pendulum deck in the future, I guess, like, you get access to Kieran, but I don't even think that's that bad. But yeah, I think Kieran is fine. I mean, we have other interruptions in the game that are probably better than Kieran, but Kieran is definitely one of the most solid interruptions of all time because not only is it an interruption, but it's also protected. So, I mean, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Let's see for the semi-limited. Semi-limited, I did mention Dangers. I think Dangers are kind of fine right now. Like, I mean, it's kind of scary because of Dark World, but like, Dark World is just, it's just roll bait, it's just shifter bait, it's just the Mo Chummy bait. Like those deck, like all 4 of those cards just like absolutely destroy Dark World. So I think Danger should definitely go to multiple copies, especially because of, again, the Mo Charmies are really broken. So, or I guess against this deck. So Dangers are fine, especially with the Pearlia being in the game. That card just checks this deck a lot. So that is fine. Another deck that is pretty washed up and probably is not going to do anything, Lunalights. This deck is a 2-card combo deck in a format where we have Snake Eye Ash. Like, are you serious right now? Are you kidding me? Like, this deck can definitely be fine. Like, I don't see a point why this deck can't be at full power. Probably should go to 3, but who knows with Konami? They always simulate stuff. so it's whatever. Another card that's pretty bad is Infernity, another deck that's like pretty washed up. Launcher, let's look at this card. This card's at, I think, 1 still. Probably should go to 2, come on, or even 3. This card kind of sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck. Let's get that clear. It's very broken, but in 2024, almost in 2025, like, Infernity is just like kind of washed up. It's like, bro, Snake Eye Ash, that's all I have to say. Engraver, that's all I have to say. All right, next card is, let's hold ourselves real quick. Dragonic Diagram. I think this card is fine. I think the only problem is like Masterpiece. That card can be pretty ridiculous. So yeah, we might have to hold on that. But Dragonic Diagram is fine. Like, True Dracos is not even that problematic of a deck, I believe. And just like easing it to 2, maybe, just so we could just be on a safer side of things, because we already have like a lot of, you know, anti-meta decks like Tempai. We have Ritual Beast. We have Fluunderies, etc., etc. So maybe they don't want more anti-meta strategies. Runic Stun, that's another example. We'll talk about that in a bit, but though. But like, Dragonic Diagram is fine. Like, who cares, man? Then the last card I want to talk about is Naturia Sacred Tree. This card is pretty fine because I'm gonna mention this later in the video, but we're gonna have runic hits. So having hits to runic does allow Naturia to be more in check. But again, like, maybe it would happen, maybe it would not. I just see it like this, like Konami might hit runic, so they just might like boost up Naturia. I don't know. But I don't like this deck. I don't think they should do it, but it's just a prediction. So for the limited cards, this is interesting. So first up, we have Snake Eye Ash. Ooh, I can spell Snake Eye. Snake Eye. Am I stupid? Yes. All right, Snake Eye Ash. Or where's Snake Eye Ash? Snake Eye. Oh, it's called Snake Eye, and then why is that a thing? Snake Eyes and Snake Eye? Is that real, or is this website just bugged? I don't know. But Snake Eye Ash, this card is very broken, as you're gonna see. This is like one of the hits that I'm gonna do to the deck. I think that Snake Eye Ash is definitely one of the most powerful normal summons in the game. And even if like something like Flame Birch or Original Simple Swirls is hit, I still feel like Snake Eye Ash is just too powerful of a card. It just adds any level 1 fire monster. It's just really good. So we'll get to it more in a bit, but Snake Eye Ash is just too powerful. Even if we hit like other cards in the deck, I think this card should definitely go to 1. Or even like other cards should probably be hit, like Poplar. Poplar is another card that could be hit. I don't think to 1 it probably should be banned if it's gonna get hit at all. So I definitely think that Snake Eye Ash at 1 is definitely pretty solid hit, especially because if you don't want people to play Snake Eye anymore. But who knows? Maybe Konami wants people to play Snake Eye still. But next card is Runic Fountain and Tip. Now, I wasn't sure what runic hits they might do. I think these are the 2 most likely hits, along with Skill Drain. I guess we could bring that up right now. Is Skill Drain? Yeah, Skill Drain definitely going to get hit. Yes, Skill Drain is one of the most broken decks, whether you're playing Whitewood, whether you're playing Runic Stun, whether you're playing Snake Eye, whether you're playing Cash Tier, like all of these decks can play Skill Drain. So I just think this card's gonna get hit. And then it just depends on what Konami really thinks is the problem, I guess. Like, I think both of these cards should be at 1, but who knows? Maybe Tip goes to 1 or Runic Fountain goes to 1. I think the more reasonable hit is definitely Runic Tip, because like I think it's deserving, because this deck has been pretty relevant as an engine as well as its own deck for almost 2 years, probably more than 2 years at this point, because it came out like mid 2022. So I think this is warranted, definitely. I think Runic is one of the best engines in the game, probably if not like the best engine in the game, besides like I guess Snake Eye, because it's the best deck. Well, I guess whoa, Fiendsmith, I forgot about that. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. All right, but yeah, I think this card, all of these cards should probably go to 1. I think Runic has had its time, Skill Drain has had its time, and yeah, it's just should be it. Another card that should go to 1, but it is banned right now, is Heavy Storm. Like, Heavy Storm is just another back row card. It's like Harpy's Feather Duster. It's not really else. Like, what else there to say? Like, this card just, it should go to 1. Like, there's no point in having this at 1. Like, oh, I can pop Unchained cards. But it's not good. That's not good. Plush Fire. This card is errata. Probably should go to 3, but yeah, they're probably gonna ease it at 1 and then put it to 2 and then put it to 3. Who knows? Invoker. This card is kind of washed. There's no more like Asolde, so there's no broken stuff with this. Can't even think of anything else. Like, what decks play this? Like, you're gonna play Warrock or Badolce? Like, they don't even need this card. I don't know. This card's kind of bad. Like, Goki. Who cares? Who cares? Honestly. Another card that probably should be unbanned is Summon Sorceress. I think this card's still pretty good, but it got errated, so it's probably gonna get unbanned this next list. So yeah, I think this card should probably be limited 100%, pretty much. And now we get to the forbidden cards. The forbidden cards. Flameburge is one of those cards. Or can I spell it? How do you spell Flameburge? I think it was without an E. Yeah. Flameburge, definitely one of the best Snake Eye cards, if not the best Snake Eye card in the deck. I guess Original Sinful Spoils is probably another card that's probably up for debate. But Flameburge, it's pretty much a custom card. Soul Charge, summons a monster from the Spell Trap card zone, can put a monster in the Spell Trap card zone. So this card, honestly, is ridiculous. I don't see a point in not banning this card. I guess technically you could ban Original Sinful Spoils, but with a lot of the Diabellstar, Sinful Spoils, lore shit, they might not ban Original Sinful Spoils because they might like print more fire monsters in the future that are level 1. And because Rescue Ace and the other deck, Fire Kings, is a thing, they might just want those to be engines in those decks, or like the Original Sinful Spoils package. I think they want those to be in Fire King and in Rescue Ace. So I think having Flamebird be banned is just pretty normal. And again, the reason why I limited Snake Eye Ash is because you don't want other decks to go back to like Rescue Ace and Fire Kings and just play like a small Snake Eye package. Play 3 Snake Eye Ash, 1 Poplar, 1 Original Sinful Spoils, maybe even like Temple or some like stuff. You just don't want your player base to go like, oh, I'm going to play a worse version of Snake Eye, and it's pretty much fine because these other decks are pretty strong. Like Fire King has been pretty relevant for the past like year or so in the OCG, and Rescue Ace has had results in the past, and I don't see a reason why that deck wouldn't be good right now in the future, because even in National, they hit Snake Eye very, very hard. And guess what? They're just playing Fire Kings. They're just playing Rescue Ace. So I see them just like putting a preventive hit onto Snake Eye Ash just so people don't just pivot to these other fire decks and just play a Snake Eye engine. So I think these 2 hits are definitely warranted for the Snake Eye deck. Another ban is Calamity. I think with the, or if I can spell it, Calamity, this card, yes, not the True King. He's already banned, thankfully. But the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, this card is pretty broken in something like Centurion, which is getting support in Rage of the Abyss. So I can definitely see this happening. It's already banned in the OCG. It's already banned in Master. I don't see a point in keeping this card. It's not like, it's, even though it's irrelevant, like why would you even keep this card in the game? I see no point, especially if you're like getting rid of a lot of these other locks in the game, or like other degenerate cards like we're gonna get into in a bit. I just don't see a reason why you shouldn't ban this, like especially because the OCG and Master Duel ban this card. So I just don't see a point. Beatrice, I mean, long time coming. This card was ban worthy even when it came out in the TCG, which was 2016. It produced so many FTKs, it produced so many like stupid combos. Like, I don't see why this card shouldn't be banned on the next ban list. Pretty much. Like, this card is just super insane. The next card is Sanctifier. I know a lot of people are like, oh, ban this other card that locks, like, bro, just get rid of the problem. They already banned Expulsion. Ban Sanctifier. This card is the problem. I don't care if there's like another card that comes out that might, no, just ban this card, and if that comes up, ban the other card that comes out. Like, we don't need to ban freaking the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. We don't need to ban Yugioh. We don't need to ban like Raw. Are we gonna do this again with Hulk? Like, we just ban all the tuners? Like, no, just ban the problem card, which is Sanctifier. All right, thank you, Konami. You can shake hands now. And then the last card I'm gonna talk about before I get into like honorable mentions is the one and only bitch Appaloosa. This card, I've been talking about this card on my channel for like at least 4-5 years. This card is broken. This card is absolutely insane. It's one of those cards that just is a shoo-in for any combo deck just to play through hand traps, just to be one of the strongest interruptions in the game. And like, you have to force the battle phase to get rid of this card. I know a lot of people are like, oh, just tag over it. But like, especially with something like Snake Eye and just the power creep of today's meta, you can't just get rid of your battle phase because every deck has insane follow. Every single deck. There's not like Adamanticators where you just burn through all your resources, and if you break through the board, it's like maybe fine. But like, even then, Adamanticators did have follow-up. So like, Appaloosa is just absolutely ridiculous, and I don't see a reason why this card shouldn't be banned. It just got reprinted. Now it's time to hit it. Like, it's the perfect time. So that's pretty much it. So for honorable mentions, I think Rivalry of the Warlords is something to mention as well. I'm not gonna put this on the list, but I think that a lot of people, outside like obviously Snake Eye, because this is for Snake Eye to counteract them, but like other decks like I think Yubel, Tempai, I'm pretty sure like I don't think Ritual Beast can play it, but like pretty much every deck that can play this card that's not Snake Eye or like other decks that are, you know, locked in with Rivalry, they're playing this card. So I think this card should definitely get hit in the future, probably next list or the list after. I think Warlords probably is going to get banned, as well as Anti-Spell. I think every single deck that wasn't Snake Eye played Anti-Spell because they can't play like Skill Drain, so they switched to the other floodgate that they can play, which is Anti-Spell. So these are just some honorable mentions that might get banned as well, but I don't think Konami's gonna ban like 7 cards. That's kind of a lot. They already don't really ban that many cards. I mean, they ban like 4 or 5 cards each list, or like pretty often. So I just don't see them banning like 7 cards. Maybe they might do it, but I definitely see like Anti-Spell and Rivalry being banned in the future. So that is it, guys. This video has been long, but this is pretty much my ban list. I think this is pretty solid. I think this list is definitely going to be very, very big because it's the list right before Worlds, which is basically it's the Worlds ban list. Like we're getting this ban list for World, or not for Worlds, but like, you get what I mean. Like, Snake Eye is basically done for after Worlds. So this list is going to be big. I really think that, because a lot of the September or August lists have been big in the past. So I just don't see a reason why they wouldn't have a big ban list right now, and especially with a lot of the issues in the format, like, you know, Snake Eye, Calamities in the future, Beatrice with the Fiendsmith stuff, branded somewhat because it always pops up every then and now, and like Appaloosa is just obviously one of the biggest issues with the game right now. So I see this list being very big, and like some of these hits probably won't happen. Like maybe they'll forget about Dangers or like the Dragon Rulers or whatever, but for the most part I think a lot of this is going to happen. So that is it, guys. I'm out. Peace.